and welcome to a 48-hour reading vlog. So today is actually Friday and it is now 4 p.m. which means the Bookoplathon is starting. So this is a readathon that takes place in the UK time zone. So me being in Arizona, we start at 4 p.m. on Friday instead of midnight on Saturday, but usually that works out pretty well for me. And in case you're not entirely sure what this is, it is a readathon based on Becca from Becca and the Books, Bookopoly. I am very, very excited because I have not been reading very much this month, and so I really am hoping that maybe this 48 hours of reading is going to encourage that. So far we have had 2 rolls, well technically 2 different boards, but like the first roll done. What I am aiming for with this readathon is to hopefully combine both prompts for one book, because there's no way I'm reading 8 things. I don't know if I've done this before in the past or if I've just like picked one prompt per like roll time, but for right now I'm planning on combining both. So the rolls that we had previously, I don't know which one was from which board because I just don't remember, but we had to read a book with gods and to then also read a short book which is under 300 pages. So what I'm going to be going with is We Only Find Them When They're Dead, issues 1 and then probably 2 and 3 because they are issues, they're very, very short, by Al Ewing. So this is going to be a comic series, and I have the first 3 issues like I said, that is sci-fi, but it also mentions dead alien gods, like specifically says the word gods. So I definitely think that is going to work for me. And because I've been so slumpy this month, the fact that we're starting off with like a comic is going to be great. I think that is going to be very easy to get through. So yeah, I think that's my update for now. That's what I'm planning on reading. We won't get our next rolls until 4 a.m., which means I won't see them until tomorrow morning. So yeah, I guess I'll probably just see you guys when I am done with that book. Okay, so it is almost 6 right now, and basically I ended up reading my book, Space Shuttle. You want to show the camera? Yeah. We got Space Shuttle. So cool. Basically I ended up reading my book, and I did actually read all 3 issues. We Only Find Them When They're Dead. Walt Presley watched Cars 3. This is like his favorite movie right now, and so I let him watch that. I read my stuff. I'm giving each issue like a pretty solid 4-star. There are obviously like questions and stuff that we don't have answers for because it's only like 3 issues in. It does look like this series is completed at 2 volumes total, or I think 8 issues total. Yellow truck. You can show the camera the yellow truck? Yeah. Yellow truck. Good job. And basically it is about a crew of like 4 people who work on like an autopsy ship, and they go out along with a few other ships, and they like call dibs on parts of these like alien gods. And when I say show camera, good job. And when I say alien gods, I mean like the ships to god ratio is like huge. Like the ships are tiny, and like we've seen them up against like the faces of the gods, so like tiny ass ship, and this is like how big it would be. And they harvest materials for, I guess, the human species, meat, protein stuff, like a bunch of stuff. And so we have questions, like I said, that we haven't had answered yet, but I think either in issue 2 or issue 3 they do talk about like why do we only find them when they're dead. So like the main captain guy that is like the main character of the book is like, I want to go and find one that is alive, hopefully, because like they only ever see these giant godlike creatures when they're dead. The art style is absolutely phenomenal. Like I absolutely love it, and it is very much a weird sort of sci-fi. So yeah, like a solid 4 stars for those. And so now, like I said, we won't get any more rolls until 4 a.m., which I will not be awake for. So I will check those in the morning, most likely, and we'll see what else I am going to try to read this weekend, because yeah, I haven't read anything in a while, but those comics were definitely a good choice, because I was a little bit worried that this vlog, I was going to try to do it and it was not going to happen, and this was not actually going to go up on my channel. But I think so far we're good. Good morning and happy Saturday. So it is obviously past 4 a.m. now, which means we should have roll drops. So what I'm going to do is pull up the Twitter for it and just sort of see what we have, because I don't know what they are yet. I also have my baby shower today. It's going to be very, very small, basically just some family, and I think I invited like one friend, and my husband maybe invited like 2 to just sort of come and hang out, since it is, you know, our second child and everything. It's not going to be very big. I will not be vlogging during that for this video, but so that means I'm not going to have as much time to read this morning either, and the next roll drops are at 4 p.m. my time. So I do want to at least pick out potentially what I'm going to read. So let's see. Our next roll, so this would be roll 2 of the first board, is to read an ebook or an audiobook, or a format you don't typically read as much of. I do read physical the most. However, ebook is actually going to work for me very, very well right now, because of the fact that, like, I'm in a reading slump. I think I mentioned this earlier, and I do find it easier to read ebooks, like once Presley goes to bed, that kind of thing, and that's part of the reason why later on in the next month or 2, I will be like exclusively reading ebooks while we're waiting for this baby, and then having this baby, and like having a newborn and everything, because like I'm not going to be able to pick up a physical book. Like, it's just not going to happen. So that's good, but that's the only prompt we have so far. So then roll 2 for the second board is to have a color in the title. Okay, so that actually shouldn't be too bad. I need to go through my ebooks and actually see what I have, but an ebook with a color in the title should be pretty easy to complete. Okay, so just looking at my ebooks, I actually have a few different options for this. I have Blue Monday by China Clugston Flores. This, I believe, is a graphic novel comic series. I also have Blue Lock and Blue Period. I don't know the authors' names off the top of my head because they are both manga, and so it's in Japanese, and I just haven't started reading them where I know what the author's name is. But Blue Lock is a sports manga, and Blue Period is like an artistic sort of manga. I also have The Red Mother by Jeremy Hahn, potentially. I could be totally mistaken on that. That's another graphic novel comic series. And then the only like book that I feel like is short enough that I could read it in the limited amount of time I'm gonna have after the baby shower, that is like an actual book and not like a graphic sort of format, is The Yellow Wallpaper, which I do think I have read back in high school, but I can't really remember it too much. And I do believe it is more of like a short story novella type of thing. So depending on if I want to read, like physically read something, I'll pick that one. If not, I'm leaning more towards the mangas than the comics and graphic novels, just because I haven't read as much manga this year as I would like. I'm probably not going to read all the volumes that I have of those series, because for each series I have 3 volumes, but they're not like yesterday where I read 3 issues, because like each issue of yesterday was like 20 something pages. Each manga is going to be like over 150 pages. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I will either come back to you once I have finished something, or I will come back to you when we have new prompts to pick my 3rd book, and then try to read everything tonight. We'll see. But so yeah, that is my options for now. Okay, hello again. So I have not read anything, but I did want to check in and just say it's just past 2. Baby shower is over. I was originally planning on like sort of vlogging it, putting out a different video. That's not gonna happen. I just got so caught up in it, which, you know, living in the moment totally makes sense. So that's not gonna be a separate thing. Also didn't vlog anything for this, although I think we had some like little maybe pictures and stuff. We'll see. I'll put it here if I have anything.
T-I-L-T.
Does it use all the letters?
Yes. This time it's using all the letters. Last time it was not all the letters and it was harder.
Hold on.
L-I-T-T-L-E.
Over to your right.
L-A-T-T-L-E. Little?
No. I mean, there are letters for that, isn't there?
Oh, yay! I mean, I found a word.
How about Lottie?
No.
Okay.
I love how Preston's like, I'm going to help you ramble.
Oh, there isn't.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Huh?
Yeah.
I was thinking this.
I got it!
Yeah.
Well,
We were gonna name Aurora Elliot too.
Well, the thing is, I told you about Elliot when I was, before we ever got pregnant with Presley, like,
That was
the
good.
first, like, year or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
I think that would be a. I
That
mean,
was
it's a good
quick.
pointing, but
Well,
adorable.
see, that's the thing is, I like it best for a girl.
How long
but
did it
it's
take
still
last time?
A boy.
It took forever because
Last time,
nobody wanted to say Presley. It took forever to figure
well, last time we had 2 names, and that means we had different letters.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. In general.
Oh. Do you want a little brother or a little sister?
She do.
But because it is 2 o'clock now, that means it's going to be Presley's nap time, and I'm going to read my book during nap time because since it is 2 already, he might not be awake by 4 when the next rolls are going to happen. But at least I should be able to read something before we hit 4 o'clock. I still haven't fully decided if we're going to do like the Yellow Wallpaper or a manga, but that is the plan for now. I'm going to put this kid down for a nap, and then I will read whatever I'm going to read, and I will be back with thoughts on that or the next rolls or both, possibly both. Okay, so it is almost 5 p.m., but Presley is now up from his nap. I'm actually making myself a snack, and part of it includes coffee because I didn't actually have any this morning because we were getting ready for the baby shower. So I did end up reading the Yellow Wallpaper, and I gave it 3 stars. I remember semi-reading this, like I said, like around high school age or something like that. It is something that was written like in the 1800s, so the writing style is definitely like not really my thing. But I think from this one, because it was just so short, like it took me less than half an hour to read it while Presley was napping, I was wanting more from it. Like, yeah, it's a little bit creepy and like you're trying to figure out exactly what's going on, but like I wanted more from the ending or more from the husband. Like I just was hoping for more of something for like what was going on. So 3 stars. It was okay, but it was a very, very quick read, which was good because I basically did no reading today except for that. But the rolls have dropped, so we also need to then pick my 3rd read. So prompt number 5, or roll 3 for the first board, is young adult, which actually is not too hard to do. I don't think I have as much young adult stuff on my e-reader as I do physically, and I'm hoping to do more ebooks because I just find that way easier. But young adult, let's see what the second prompt is. And so prompt 6, so roll 3 for the second board, is spooky vibes, which actually, okay, I think I could be down with a spooky YA. I have absolutely no idea what I'm gonna pick yet. And so, yeah, I'm gonna go figure that out and then also make the other half of my snack because so far all I have is coffee. I don't know, I think I'm gonna maybe do like a bagel or something, we'll see. But then I'll come back and I'll show you what I picked. Okay, I've had my snack, I've looked at my ebooks. Most of my ebooks seem to skew more adult romance and very indie published, which is not a bad thing, but that means it was slightly harder to find young adult and spooky vibes combined. But I did find one that I think is going to work, and it's also not too long. There was a couple of them that were slightly longer that I don't think I'll be able to finish, by potentially tonight. Yeah, I need to finish it like before I go to bed tonight, if I can, because there will be a roll drop at 4 a.m., which means tomorrow morning we'll get the last roll. But I have Glass Houses by Rachel Kane. It's the first book in the Morganville Vampires series, which is YA. I think it's a very long series, but I got this sometime in 2020 when it was like on sale on ebook. It is an older series. Like the first book I believe was published in 2006, so it's been like 16 years? Yeah, like 16 years since it was published. It is shorter than some of the other ones. Like I mentioned before, that was one of the other criteria I was hoping to do. And according to Goodreads and my Kindle app, it's 240 pages. So that seems very doable. YA, vampires, which I do believe is like spooky vibes. Like it's probably not like too spooky or like horror or anything, but it will definitely have the paranormal spooky vibes. So that's what we're gonna go with. I'll probably start reading soon, so I'm not trying to do all of it after I put Presley to bed, but we'll see. Good morning, happy Sunday. It is almost 11 right now. We've gotten a slightly slow start to the day, and I did want to say I did not finish Glass Houses last night. I got like 45% of the way in. I ended up not starting it until we were putting him to bed. Mostly just because we were sort of chilling after the baby shower. We watched a couple episodes of like a game show when we had dinner, and it just didn't happen until we got in bed. It's not a hard read. Like it is definitely very much like early 2000s, mid 2000s YA. I am enjoying it. I just got so tired last night that like, yeah, I got like 45% of the way in, almost halfway, and I was just like, no, I need to go to bed. I did wake up slightly earlier than this kid this morning, so I did read a little bit more this morning, and then we had breakfast, and I've read a little bit more since then. I'm currently at 76%, and according to my Kindle, I have less than an hour left, like about 40 minutes left, so that's gonna be my priority until lunch, is finishing this up, and then we'll check the prompts after that. Because I know that they dropped at 4 a.m., which I was not awake for, but I don't want to have to worry about that until I'm done reading. So I am going to be prioritizing this first. I will say, like I said before, I am enjoying it. I wasn't entirely too sure of the plot because I completely forgot what the synopsis was since I purchased it. But basically we're following our main character of Claire, who is currently 16, but she is in college because she like graduated high school early, and she's going to college in Morganville, because this is the Morganville Vampires. And while she's there, she sort of gets on the wrong side of a very popular girl, and like the only reason she's on her bad side is because Claire is quite smart and corrected her about like some sort of history fact. But because of all that, this girl and her like vampire clan, I don't think she's actually a vampire, but she's like under the protection of one, is like now after her because there are vampires in this town. It doesn't sound like it's a big thing in the world, but at least in this town there are different vampires. Each vampire has like different people that they protect or not, and so yes, I will get you a banana. And so yeah, it's basically where we're at. Like I said, am enjoying it. I don't really have much else to say. I think there's potentially going to be romance in the series, but like it's going to be a long series, so we'll see. Presley is really wanting a banana right now, so I need to turn this off and get him a banana. Okay, so it is almost 12 o'clock, which means we are going to be having lunch, but I finished the book I was reading. I'm going to give Glass Houses like a 4-star, like really easy to read, really easy and quick to get through. Interesting with some of the vampire stuff going on, and it definitely ends, like they finish the storyline, but there is like a quick little like cliffhanger thing at the end that makes me want to read more. So like, yeah, it was a good time, and now we need to figure out the new rolls. And so while I'm waiting for my bread to like finish heating up in the air fryer, we're going to see what the roles are. Okay, prompt number 7 or role 4 for the first board is to read a book with water. So it says a book with water on the cover, watercolors, so like blue or anything like that, and water related items on the cover, so anything related to water. And then the last prompt, this is going to be very interesting with the fact that I'm trying to combine them, is a feed scroll. So this is from the other board, and that means we need to scroll through social media of your choice, so Goodreads or Instagram, etc., and read the first book that comes up on your feed that you own / have access to, and I guess also has water on the cover, because that's what I'm trying to do, is combine the prompts. This is going to take a little while just because I'm going to eat first, and then we need to do a feed scroll to figure out what book I'm going to read. Okay, so I had lunch, and while I was waiting for like Presley to finish his lunch and everything and then come back to you guys, I did decide to do the feed scroll thing. The first place that I went to was Instagram, and I have a lot of stuff on my Instagram that is not bookish stuff too, so I did end up going to my like favorites tab because I have a lot of booktube friends and bookstagram friends and like that kind of stuff there. So I was scrolling through and did not find a single thing that even made me think of water, but also that I had, and I felt like it was taking too long to do that. So I went to Goodreads. Scrolling through like over and over, and again, nothing was like related to water that I could really tell, and also I did not have. And let me tell you, I scrolled for forever, it feels like, and it's just not working. So I feel like with just the way it is, it's already going to be almost 1. Press is going to have a nap, which is when I'm probably going to end up reading. I don't want anything that's going to be too long. I didn't want anything that was going to be a physical book because I'm just like have not been reading those like at all this month. And so I think we're going to scrap the scroll feed, I really don't know which one it is, prompt, and we're only going to go for a book with water on the cover, like water. Okay, so watch me have been out of focus for like that entire explanation. Whatever. I have 2 options right now for books that I think I'm going to read during Presley's nap. They are both graphic novel, comic bind-up sort of things. One is Ghosted in LA Volume 2 by Sina Grace, because there is a pool, technically, at the very, very bottom. Like, she's in a bathing suit, her foot is in the water. I read Volume 1 last year, I'm pretty sure. Really enjoyed it. Like, it is a sort of fun, paranormal sort of one. Like, it's not scary at all. But I just haven't continued with them. But I do have Volume 2 as an ebook. And then the other one is Glitterbomb Volume 1 by Jim Zub. So this is one that I got recently in a Humble Bundle. Obviously, this cover shows that there's water all around her. And this one I do believe is more horror-ish because it's supposed to be about a woman who is like in stardom. And it talks about like the perils of that. And I think monster-ish stuff is mentioned. I don't know. So I guess it really just depends on like what vibe am I going for to read once Presley goes down for a nap. So yeah, those are my 2 options. It will be one of those. I just don't know entirely which one yet because I am gonna wait for him to go down for a nap. Presley, can you say hi?
Hi.
What are you playing with?
Cars.
Cars. He's gonna go down for a nap within the next hour or so, and then I will read. Okay, so this will be the last update. It is almost 4 o'clock. Presley is awake from his nap now, and I did read Glitterbomb Volume 1, I think it was Red Carpet by Jim Zub. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars. It's definitely more of like a horror sort of story, which is what I was expecting. I didn't expect it to start like on page 2, I think, but I'm very happy with what it was. It took a little while to like actually get into it, but it is very much like a commentary on people seeking fame and the reasons that they are seeking fame. But not only that, but like it did touch on like sexual harassment and stuff like that in the fame industry, and like with people that are obviously at a much higher either fame level or job level than you are, that kind of thing. So it did get very dark at places. There is a second volume and I almost read that one as well, but it's gonna be sort of following a different character from my understanding, and so I figured, at least for now, this is a good place to leave it. And so besides not finding a book for the very, very last prompt, the scroll feed thing, I hit everything else because I really wanted to try and do like 2 prompts per book. But that is good because this is the most I've read all month. And like I said before, it is much easier to do with ebooks. And so I think because of the way I'm feeling with this, I might end up doing just like an ebook exclusive TBR for my next one. And also July. I was planning on doing it for July at least, but maybe also June now.
2 slices.
2 slices. And so that is going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you in my next one.